Jesus didn't come and die on the cross because he was bored, thought, hey, it might be a good idea to go through this ultimate suffering. No, it's not what he did. Christ came out of compassion because you were lost and I was lost, and there was a price that needed to be paid that we couldn't possibly pay. It demands conviction. What really do you believe at your core? What is the core thing that you are passionate about? I'm not talking about opinions. Opinions go up and down. Opinions are kind of here for a little while. Convictions are the things that drive you. Convictions are the core things that make you do the things that you do. They're the things that make you make courageous steps. Paul was a man of conviction. Just kind of look at what he says in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verses 12. For I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded he is able to keep that which I've committed unto him against that day. Take a look at the book of James. James says right at the beginning, he says, don't be a double-minded man. A double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. With the conviction that you have, you will have a level of stability. And it also demands one more thing. And it's one of those things that you think doesn't sound too manly. But it also demands compassion. Compassion at its core is what we stand for as men. Because you know what? Men many times will ultimately do the important things, not so much for ourselves, but we will do it for other people. There's something about love and compassion that will make men do crazy things. Man, stop and think of some of the crazy things that you have done for love. I think of some real crazy things. I won't tell you here. Maybe if we sat down one time and said, tell me some of the crazy things that you've done for love. I said, listen, will you have a few hours? I've done some crazy things. There's something about the motivation of love that makes us do stuff that we never normally would do. It's the thing that kind of causes you to do the right thing that perhaps you normally wouldn't do. I think of it this way. If I'm outside or inside my house, and as I look outside of my house, I see a kitten there, and there's a rabid dog about to attack that kitten. And I sit there and I say, oh no, that's terrible. And I close the curtain thinking that poor kitty. But you know what? I don't care enough for that cat. And I'm actually a cat person. But I don't care enough for that cat for me to stand in front of a rabid dog for. However, if you change the scenario and you see that same rabid dog there and your child is there in the backyard with that dog, well, you know what? You are going to tear through that house. You are going to stand in front of that dog, in front of your child, because the only difference between the one scenario and the other scenario is the deep love that you have. You see, love is the ultimate motivator. And we need men who have compassion. Compassion not just for their wife, and compassion not just for their children, but for their church and for their community. Because let me tell you, there is coming a time when we are going to have men of compassion that will need to stand in the midst of a growing frustration and a growing hatred. Have you kind of noticed what's happening out there? You got a lot of angry people saying some angry things, and it's especially easy to say angry things when you are a distance away, sitting behind your computer, saying things where you won't have to be accountable in person. What's going to combat that? We're living in a growing hostile world that's looking for something which is real. And we need men of compassion who are going to stand up and are going to do things not because it's for themselves, but because they love their wife and they love their kids and they love their community and they love their church, to be able to somehow stand and to make a difference. It is the ultimate character thing that we have. Jesus didn't come and die because he had nothing to do. Jesus didn't come and die on the cross because he was bored, thought, hey, it might be a good idea to go through this ultimate suffering. No, it's not what he did. Christ came out of compassion because you were lost and I was lost. And there was a price that needed to be paid that we couldn't possibly pay. We were at a point where we are absolutely hopeless. And what was the solution? The God of compassion came and lived his life for us and paid the ultimate price because he had compassion on our lives. Love and compassion are the ultimate quality of a real man. And so, hey, as men, it's that thing that causes us to go out with our kids and say, hey, you got this. You got this.